Welcome back to episode 29 of Enlighten, an Advent podcast from All Saints Catholic Church in Dallas, Texas. Thanks for joining us. Be sure to go ahead and subscribe on your podcast platform so that you don't miss any of our daily episodes. We went through all of Advent, and now we are in the Christmas season talking about the way that God shines light into our lives and helps us to reflect that light for others. Today is, it's the feast day of the Holy Family of Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. So we celebrated Christmas yesterday. We're celebrating the Holy Family today. We have readings from Sirach or 1 Samuel. We've got a lot of options today. We also have readings from Colossians, or 1 John, which I love the 1 John reading of, "Beloved, see what the Father has bestowed on us, and that we may be called children of God." Because as children now, we shall know one day what is to be revealed, and that is that we are part of that holy family ourselves. And then we have the Gospel of Luke, and I love this Gospel. So it was a few years ago. This is a number of years ago. My kids had really gotten into the game of hide and seek, and we went Christmas shopping for some family members. And I was trying to call my wife to make sure I was getting the right thing, and my kids decided that while we were at a department store, that they should play hide and seek. They thought this was hilarious. Our youngest at the time was very good at hiding and understanding that the game was to hide and not reveal anything. So I'm on the phone, I either talking to my wife or leaving a message. I'm not sure exactly which one I was doing at that point. And I turn around and my children are gone. There were three of them at the time. And I find my son, and I said, "Where are your sisters?" And we find my daughter, and then we realize that the other one is still missing. This was unfolded in a 3-minute scenario that probably lasted, what felt like 3 years. It scared me out of my mind that I had lost this little child in this department store. Also, the fear of how my wife would have responded if I only would have come back with 2 instead of 3. It took a while. Even by calling her name, she refused to come out from her hiding spot because she understood that hide and seek, the point of the game was to hide and not be found. We eventually found her. Like I said, it took about 3 minutes. She was hiding inside of a clothing rack. It was a great little hiding spot for a little person, but it scared me. There was so much anxiousness and so much anxiety. And the reason why I tell this story is that our reading today is there is a caravan that is being taken to the Feast of the Passover. The Holy Family is going to Jerusalem for the Feast of the Passover. And the caravan leaves, they go about their business, and they turn around, and after 3 days of searching for Jesus, Mary and Joseph find him in the temple. And I love what Mary says, "Why have you done this to us? Your father and I have been looking for you with great anxiety." And I love that. This is one of those few moments where we get this sense of Mary's absolute humanity. I think a lot of people sometimes, fairly or not, give Mary kind of a bad rap of like, I could never achieve Mary's status as this model mother because she was perfect. But how many of us as parents struggle with the anxiety, or how many of us as just friends, people, anyone, right? Like, we all have all of these anxieties about us in the world today. And so if you're looking for a model of who to pray to when you go through that, know that Mary and Joseph have gone through that before you. But Jesus' response is, "Why are you looking for me? Did you not know that I must be in the Father's house?" And I love it. I love it. When I found my daughter, I was like, why did you do that? And she's like, well, that was the whole point, wasn't it? And I think Mary and Joseph, and it even says here in the readings, they didn't understand yet what he meant by that. And I love that it says, he goes back to Nazareth and he becomes obedient. My daughter never did that again. They played hide and seek in the story, but you called your name. There you go. And they never played hide and seek like across the store. It was in a small area. That obedience, the change that happens, that Christ was obedient to this earthly father, that Christ was obedient to his mother, who we know is the queen of the universe. But Christ came into this world and was obedient to his parents. And that's beautiful. And Mary and Joseph were anxious as parents, and that's beautiful. And we can reflect on that. And I want to go back to that reading from 1 John 3, only to say this: Beloved, you are a child of God. God understands everything that we're going through in our lives. He understands fathers. He understands mothers. He understands children. He understands everyone. And it's beautiful. But I think sometimes we forget that. We get wrapped up in like his divinity so much that we forget about the humanity. And so as we come out of this Christmas day into this week of Christmas and we continue through this Christmas season, I want you to think about God's humanity in Christ. Christ, fully man, fully human. That his humanity is something that we can look at. And we can say, he knows my struggles. He understands my sufferings. And because of those things, I want to grow in my relationship with him. Especially as we head into the new year, where all of us are going to make these new promises to be better people. There's no way to be a better person than to grow in your relationship with God. Thanks for joining us today. Enlighten, we will be going through the whole Christmas season, so be sure to join us again tomorrow, and we can't wait to see you then. God bless.